Isang malaking awesome! And marami nagtatanong sa atin about sa Ethereum and what is the update with the Ethereum. Marahil alam nyo na yung Ethereum ang laging nangunguna kung sakaling totoong magkakaroon tayo ng bull run. And we've seen this in many years that if yung Ethereum natin nagpa-pump, laging may nagpapakit ng mga new projects at tinatry na i-replace yung Ethereum, then this leads to a altcoin season. So ngayon guys, alam ko that the market went down to 89k for Bitcoin, pero hindi yan yung mga pag-uusapan natin dahil ang pag-uusapan natin is low time frame, then ito, then pag-uusapan natin ito, and syempre, like nyo muna yung page natin or yung YouTube channel natin. Hindi pa nakapag-like, please mag-like and share, subscribe kayo para updated kayo sa mga chismis. And hindi natin pag-usapan, of course, yung mga chismis sa Ethereum like yung Trustless Manifesto. We will not talk about the EPAA or yung Ethereum Protocol Advocacy Alliance ata yun. Then, may mga big stories din tayo sa Ethereum about Kraken RSC, since nagiging popular yung Kraken, trying to really join the CEX hype. Pero di yan yung mga pag-usapan natin. Pag-usapan muna natin yung current structure ng Ethereum. So marami nagsasabi na this is a market that we don't wanna see with Ethereum. Pero ako, for me, how I see it, this is we don't want to confirm or say that this is already the top. Itong buong to, kasi hindi daw nag-gun down. Okay, that's the problem with the market. We don't take into account or hindi natin gusto isama yung mga usapin na yung mga taong gusto talaga i-hold yung mga bagay-bagay na talagang mag-work for blockchain. So let's not forget that the very first project of Ethereum is to really resolve what Bitcoin cannot. So, which is yan yung smart contracts, no? So, yun yung hindi ko nagigets din sa mga tao na magsasabi na for this to come down, okay? And when we were here, I was also trying to tell my fiancé that this will be the last time to see this at 1,000 below. Okay, because this is highly attractive for enterprise solution or sabihin natin, mga institution who is really trying to build inside crypto space or Web3. Why? It's because this is very secured, and for that also we can see a lot of people trying to build inside Ethereum. Hindi siya namamatay. Yun yung ibig sabihin ko sa pag may nagbi-build. Hindi naman ibig sabihin pag may nagbi-build, no, it's very secured. Hindi yun yung point. Ang point ko dito is maraming mata na nakatingin. Okay, and that is the power of decentralized network. So sabihin natin, hindi ko masasabing fully decentralized yung Ethereum, no? Pero indeed, it is scalable. Yun yung masasabi ko sa inyo. And it is continuously trying to develop day and day, even though kung ano man yung magiging mga FUD na umiikot sa Ethereum. So kung iisipin nyo guys, gumawa din ako ng chart dito kung maaalala nyo sa Ethereum. Okay? Hindi naman atang lingid sa kaalaman ninyo na tinry ko din po i-predict yung ating magiging Ethereum price. So, dun sa naging update natin is we are seeing this same chop dito sa market natin. Kumbaga, when I say chop is meron tayong tinatawag na history tries to resonate again itself before a massive pump in the market. So, I'm assuming that the 2,995 is going to be the mega bounce or the bullish bounce for Ethereum. Okay. Nevertheless, it goes down to 2,542. Nandun pa rin tayo sa bullish areas ng Ethereum. Hindi ko masasabi na talagang papasok to ng bear season na sinasabi kong 2 years. Okay, we cannot say crypto winter for Ethereum if ganito ang structure niya at meron na siyang, kumbaga, proven data. Kung may fractal na siya at yun yung ginawa niya, tapos nagkakaroon to ng bias. Okay, sabihin natin yung mga tao is looking at this chart, tapos ito din yung chart niya, bakit nyo i-invalidate yon idea na yon kung nakatingin kayo sa 4-year cycle, tapos sasabihin nyo na ito, hindi rin to totoo. Kung yung 4-year cycle is driven from the 2 bull runs para lang i-produce yung 4-year cycle theory. Kung babalikan natin, okay, yung last prediction ko dito, which is nandito din, naka-attach naman siya, yun lang din yung ginamit ko, which is Fibonacci pati structure, which is dito lang din ako nakatingin. Ina-assume ko na nandito tayo sa era ng COVID-19, okay? Then, doon ko lang itinumbok yung magiging price natin, which is, sabi ko, we are nearing the bottom. Okay? If ang local bottom natin is this one, hanggat hindi siya na-defeat, okay, it's not going to enter a bear season, which is, meron naman tayo mga CME gaps, no? Pero hindi ibig sabihin pag may gap dito, sabihin natin dito, okay, hindi ibig sabihin nun, okay, or kahit to, okay, sabihin natin, hindi ibig sabihin yan na kailangan niya ma-fill in, no? Hindi ibig sabihin yan na kailangan niya balikan right away. This is also a talk about psychological analysis, na yung mga tao is just like thinking about it, and sobrang imploded nung mga tao na nag-iisip ng ganon, doon sila nadadali. Okay, so same thing with 4-year cycle, sobrang iniisip yun ng tao. Okay, that is the best time to really scare the market because it will be easy for them to really believe. Okay, kung totoong nasa 4-year cycle tayo, okay, the market structure from here, ng October 2023 or dito sa recovery, sabihin natin, okay, ng January 2023 or end of 2022, hindi dapat ganito ang structure nito. Okay? So, dapat nag-boom yung price natin. Pero hindi, nandito tayo sa within cycles, or I mean within prices nung previous bull run. So, can I blame Ethereum's updates or can I blame the Ethereum itself? I really don't think so. Kasi sa Monero, gantong-ganto din yung price action natin. Pero, bumulwak pa rin siya. Okay? Na kahit nagtagal siya sa taas. Okay? Now, Tau Bitensor is also doing this kind of sideways move. Okay, I'm very sure that there is a concealed bull market that is going to happen somewhere. Hindi ko masasabi na, okay, Bitcoin is going to be $220,000 or $180,000 by the end of this year or by the mid of 2026. I don't care about the price of Bitcoin already because it's for keeps. Okay? So, what I'm looking at right now, kung bakit ako titingin sa prices ng Ethereum or ng mga alts is because I don't have the intention to hold them for 4 years, to hold them for 6 years, to hold them for 8 years or 10 years. Okay? It's because we are just here to really wash them off, to convert them into either fiat or sabihin natin stable coins to Bitcoin. So, the long game or the long-term game talaga dito is Bitcoin. Is because yun yung may proof na talaga na you can borrow against it already. So, starting 2022, now that we have a lot of laws right now, no? Kung titingnan nyo yung mga batas natin ngayon sa, paano ba sabihin? Yung mga batas natin ngayon dito sa US, diba? Genius Act, diba? Ang daming batas na nagsasabi na we can technically already consider cryptocurrency as one of those revolutionized solution or revolutionizing solution for finance. Pero, ito yung sinasabi natin na, okay, what happens when the market is being adopted, no? Or nagiging mainstream. Hindi ibig sabihin na pag nag-mainstream agad. Na-program kasi tayo ng 2021. Ang gusto nila, pag sinabi nila mainstream adoption is bubulwak. Na-program tayo doon. Na pag may mainstream adoption, aangat tayo. Hindi. Actually, hindi talaga. Most of the time, we don't. Okay? Why? It's because we saw that in institutional market or traditional market. Ano yun? Yung mga stocks, pansinin nyo na pag nagkakaroon ng adoption sa isang asset kasi new release or nabuhayan ng dugo yung yung market na yun, what happens is in just 1 year, in 1 year na umaangat siya or sabihin natin 9 months umaangat siya, when the market subsides, tas nagkakaroon ng negativity sa S&P, what happens to the price of that asset is it enters a multi-year of bear market. Okay? So, pagpalagay natin, sige, i-relate natin sa Bitcoin, ABTC or American Bitcoin. Sabihin natin, okay? What happens to that price? Nung nasa $10,000 siya, nangyari is nag-plummet siya. Okay? Since 2018, bumagsak siya below $5 at ngayon pa lang siya bumabalik sa $5. Okay? Nung na-release siya sa Nasdaq. Okay? With the help of the Trump family. Okay? So same thing with Ethereum. Okay? If this Ethereum is going to be adopted by institutional, okay, it needs to be invited and to be pruned. Okay? Or magdadaan siya sa mahirap na situation or na structure talaga. Pero pag tinignan natin sa Elliott Wave, 'di ba? A, B, C, tas ang D natin always has a prolonged sideways or either slow dumping. Okay, to retrace the resistances right there or 618 or 886 level sa Fibonacci. Pero dito, nag-sideways siya for 3 years na sinasabi nila na Bitcoin went up. Hindi nyo ba naiisip na the reason why Bitcoin went up from 15K is because sabi natin, countries are adopting it. Number 1, El Salvador, top leaders. Number 2, banking secretly trying to get into crypto before major institutions like BlackRock. Okay, then at the 20s level, BlackRock entered. Okay, then tried to manipulate the news that the crypto, okay, or Bitcoin is now already a good to buy or as an asset to hold, no? Like at least 1% or 2% of your whole portfolio. Diba? Parang nagigets nyo? Even Ethereum is being dragged into that topic. So, bakit kayo magtataka na yung 15,000 naging 120,000? Diba? Because of their money. It's not purely retail. It's not purely emotions of retail trying to drag us to that 120. We were played into that situation. But if you will look at this one, nakikita nyo ba na ang tagal na natin ganito lang sa sideways movement? Ethereum proves that the market has still more gas to go up. Okay? So, alam ko kung nagbababad kayo sa mga market, lalo na sa high time frames, lipat kayo sa Monero, lipat kayo sa iba't ibang assets. Sabihin natin, sige, sa stock, lipat kayo. May mga ganito talaga, lalo na sa Impulse D, sabi natin, ang D natin isang tagal bago siya umangat. Pero makakita tayo ng clues. Ito low, ito higher low. Tapos dito magpo-produce ng higher low sa November 30 or sabihin natin, pagpalagay natin, August. Kasi galing na siya dito. Sabihin natin, galing na siya sa 12,000. Really depends, guys. Okay. So, but I'm not saying that the crisis right now, whatever crisis that we have right now, overall sa buong mundo, is not there. Okay. But that does not going to stop, okay, an asset to be bought or to potentially go up first. Tapos tsaka mangyari yon, which is that's gonna be a higher profit for those who can forefront that short. Sabihin natin, hanggang 9,700 lang tayo for Ethereum. Okay, times 2 yon. Tapos bigla tayong bumagsak. Na-forefront nila yun. Kasi nga, alam nila kung kailan. Diba? Kesa natin, ngayon natin ibagsak para lang sa hanggang 600, 700, or 800 price. Diba? Hindi siya ideal. Okay, kahit sabihin natin, lagyan natin to dito. Okay, potential price dump natin is 500 or hanggang 900. So, 500 to 900. Okay, so pag dito tinignan, 1,000 to 600. So, pasok na pasok siya. Okay, dun sa potential dump. Kung ngayon yun. Pero kung dito natin siya drag down from 9,000 or dito sa overheated which is 13,200, what happens is, we can or we may be able to see that price. Or sabihin natin, babaan natin, no? Hanggang 8,700. Okay, mas malaki yung chance natin na ihilain yung price papuntang $1,000. Which is mas malaki yung magiging upside move ng mga mag-short doon or yung profit nila na pwede nilang kitain kung ganun yung magiging drop natin. And it will be a prolonged bear market. Yun yung masasabi ko talaga na by 2026 or or sabihin natin Q4 ng 2026 hanggang 27, hanggang 2028, hindi pa rin ito nakakabangon. Relief ng 2029, tas 2030, 2031, doon pa lang natin makikita. And I can guarantee you that the 4-year cycle is already broken by just looking at the alts as well. Kahit dito na lang kayo sa Ethereum tumingin. Okay? So, yun yung masishare ko sa inyo. Sabi natin, dito tayo tumingin sa lower time frames. Okay? Makikita nyo guys na yung prices natin is not also like aligned. Okay? So, it says here that we're shorting. So, katulad dito, overheated na yung natin, yung liquidity natin. So, ibig sabihin, hindi na sapat yung liquidity to support the price. That's why it's already dropping. Tapos makikita din natin siya sa RSI. Stochastic RSI is saying like divergences. Diba? Kaya siya bumagsak. So, ngayon, kung titingnan natin, laki nung downward move na pwede na niya gawin. Pero dahil nga sa mga structure, okay, dito na natin nakikita na, okay, pag tinignan din natin siya sa Messari, guys, lain natin to Messari para makita nyo. Nasa top 2 siya ng mindshare. Or top 3. Top 3. Okay? Nasa top 3 siya. Okay? Tapos within 24 hours, ang laki nung spot natin. 45.80. This is a lot, okay? Ibig sabihin, someone is really buying this one. Hindi natin alam kung sino, okay? But I hope it is retail. Okay, but for now, okay, what I can say is, just look in Ethereum, look at Ethereum. Hindi naman kayo Bitcoin holders, okay? By the top ng Bitcoin, tsaka tayo mag-massive sell, diba? Yun yung sasabihin ko. MVRVZ, hindi naman siya overheated. NUPL, okay, hindi naman siya overheated. May mga ilan na sasabihin ko sa inyo, hindi naman ako magsisinungaling. Okay, pero ito yung masasabi ko sa inyo. Before we end this live, okay, we have Ethereum repeats and then explodes. Okay, 2020, dumped by 38. 2025, okay, Ethereum just dumped by 38% again. Same fear, same pattern. Okay, so tingnan natin. Okay. So, we are repeating it again. So, ito yung sinasabi ko na 13,000. So, siya 14,000, 15,000 actually. 15,000, magic number. Ewan ko anong trip niya. Okay, pero dito 15,000 yung sinasabi niya. Hindi ko alam kung anong bars to, kung saan niya hinigit tong bars na to. Pero I really don't think that the price will go exceed at 2027. Siguro dito pa lang, pag nag-sideways na to, baka bumagsak siya. Hindi ko pagkakatiwalaan yan 2027 kasi nga nandun tayo sa banner chart cycle na tinitingnan natin. Okay, and hindi pa naman nag-fail yon for crypto, pero for tradition, 2 beses pa lang siya nagkakamali sa more than 10 prediction nung dates doon, which is nangyayari talaga siya on that year. Pero anyways, guys, meron ako ipapakita sa inyo. So sabi dito say, okay, so nakita ko na to ngayon, nakita ko na to sa charting natin. Okay, pero sinabi ko baka kasi i-drag down niya dito, magutom yung mga nag-short, baka pwede nilang kainin to. Pero mukhang ida-drag down pa to ng konti. So I don't think that this is gonna happen right away. Okay, it needs to go down further a little bit. Pwede pa rin naman maging double bottom. Okay, na lower low yung isa. Basta susunod yung RSI natin at yung ating liquidity. Pag na-drag down pa natin yung liquidity natin or yung buong cipher natin dito, okay, pag nagpakita ng dalawang negative, confirmations dito, dalawang confirmation lang that it is already overheated na yung pagkakadrop niya, doon natin makikita na, okay, this is a best buying opportunity already for say. Pero, like I said, these are one of those assets like SUI, Solana, yan yung mga assets or APT. Okay? Yan yung mga assets na nangungunang-una pag merong talagang bull market na mangyayari. Okay? Because Ethereum is already pumping, something like that. Pero again guys, chismis lang lahat ng yon. Kailangan nyo pa rin aralin, planuhin, at kilusan. Nang sa gayon, ang lahat ng to ay ating makamtan. At syempre, stay awesome. Goodbye guys.